Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This time around, once again, Boston Studio tutorial, in this case how to build a dream tone. So I have Boston Studio here, I'm inside Logic, you can use any DAW to record of course. I'm reusing right now the rec out from the Katana, because if I use my microphone it would be a little more difficult to handle the sound and make a proper video, okay? So I think that the rec out has been improved somehow in this latest 3.0.1 version. USB also in terms of sound, not so much in terms of levels. You still have that very weak sound from the USB that I usually, the only way I know how to do this, and correct me if I'm wrong, I just max out the effect out level here on USB. And then on top of that, I use some sort of gain plugin that comes with any DAW. In terms of line output cabinet, I always use the rec and the vintage. I only use live when I'm doing more of a vintage tone. So I'm going to close this for now, and I'm using the crunch channel here. And like I've said, if the signal is weak, I have here one plugin. It can be any plugin, okay? From your DAW. I'm using this one, SSL from Waves. And what I do when the signal is very weak, I just go here in this volume knob and turn it up to compensate for the weaker signal from USB. Other than that, I never use any kind of EQ aside from what's coming from the Boston Studio, because I want my presets to be and patches to be very authentic, and I only use this kind of EQs and stuff and more effects when I'm doing stuff for myself. Okay, that being said, the guitar right now, it's a Fender Stratocaster. In the neck position, it sounds like this on the crunch channel. Just check out for the noise reduction if you have something. Yeah, let me turn this off for now because I don't need it. Sometimes I like to hear a little bit of noise from the amp. Also important because sometimes it can cut the sound in certain parts where you need to sustain, and that's not good. That's one of the things I think Tone Studio is a little bit weak. It's on the noise suppression. It's not the best, okay? There's better alternatives in pedals and stuff like that. So this is my basic sound, and the first thing I do usually I'm going to here to the EQ section, and I use the Parametric EQ most of the times. I know we have now this G10, but for now, I'm going to stick with this one. And I go to the second page, and first I low cut around 50 to 40 hertz, and then I high cut a lot, around 5 kilohertz. This is for the dream tones. Don't forget about that. And the position is always amp out, okay? Sounds better this way. Then I'll start playing the guitar and realizing the sound is much darker right now. If I go to the bridge pickup, go like high cut, totally flat, a little bit ear piercing, so I prefer to put it like 5K. Sounds better. You can also adjust your guitar tone, of course. That's very important. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Most of the times I don't because other players probably will adjust at their taste. So going back to the amp, I'm going to reduce a little bit the bass here, just a tiny bit, and the middle as well, a tiny bit, around 40, almost the same values, and the treble as well. I might need to put this higher, I don't know yet, but the tone will be much darker right now. So now we need to compensate, and this is one of the techniques used in mixing albums and guitars. Is you have one of those very vintage and known EQs called the pull tags, where you boost a frequency and at the same time you cut that frequency. So I'm trying to achieve the same thing or the same principle here. So now on the Parametric EQ, I'm going to reduce a little bit more the lows. The Katana has a lot of low end. And now on low mid frequency around 200 hertz, I'm going to increase around 4, as you can see, guys. So I took here on the middle, although it doesn't say specifically what frequency is, it's probably around 200 to 600, something like that. And now I'm going here to my high mid frequency, put it on 1K, it's already there. I'm going to increase it a little bit because I know that most guitars have their body around 200, most guitar sounds, I mean, and it's good to do a little bit of a bump here on 1K to give it life. Okay, let's see how it sounds now. We lost some bass, so I'm going to compensate here and not on the parametric EQ. This is more of a tone for soloing, not exactly for rhythm, so you're not losing anything in terms of lows. Next, I might increase a little bit here the parametric EQ to compensate for the loss in volume that I made on the equalizer from the amp. Already sounding good. One thing I like to do is to try in different pickups to see how it sounds, if I hear some ear-piercing notes or not. Let's see. Okay, this bridge pickup is very bright and right now it's sounding good, so let's stick with the neck pickup. Okay, you guys already probably know how this low mid Q works, and if not, you should check out one of my previous videos where I explain how the curve alters of the EQ when you roll this to the right or to the left. So you have a narrow EQ like this waveform, and with this a broader one. So I prefer these ones, broader here and broader here. Okay, more. Okay, let's go into the booster, into the gain of the amp. I'm gonna have a little bit more gain to see how it sounds. I'm gonna increase it a fair bit so I see. Okay, I'm already enjoying the sound. I'm going to increase the presence because the presence is a very different knob from the treble. It gives presence, not exactly highs. So I'm going to increase it a bit, like 75. As you can see, the smooth sound is still there and not ear-piercing at all. And I'm going to take more a little bit of treble and see how it sounds on the neck pickup. I'm always testing as I go. Okay, already sounding very good, but I want a little bit more sustain to it. So I'm going to reduce the gain here, around 35. And I'm going to engage the booster pedal. I don't know which pedal is engaged right now, but I don't want the two screamer. Let's go for a clean boost. I found out that, which is probably normal, every pedal alters the sound, the original sound of the amp, which is probably normal. But when I have a really good sound, like I'm really enjoying this sound right now, I prefer to go with a clean boost because I found out this is the most clear pedal, most transparent pedal when it comes to drives. It doesn't alter your sound too much, which is a good thing, okay? So let's check out, I'm going to engage the clean boost. Sound, engage it here first. Off, on, and just in zero you have a lot of already distortion. Okay, it stays where it is. The tone here, take a little bit of the bottom end. Okay, now probably I need the noise suppression a little bit. Just turn it on and put it on 10. Enough for now. I should put the amp a little bit lower because it's clipping. I can see on the waveform. Okay, I think it's better right now. Let me see if this affects the recording, but I think so. Okay, let's leave it where it is because I can clip it on the waveform here in Logic. It's from the rec out, as I think I've mentioned before, and I think the rec out is better sounding right now than it was before the version 3.0.1. So now what I want to do, is I'm going to start adding some effects to my sound. And first I want to add some reverb. Oh, you guys can see that I'm listening to delay because in here it says delay and reverb. I just want the reverb for now, okay? I'm going to reverb. I'm going to use a plate because I think it's one that sounds best for this kind of dream tones. I'm going to increase a fair bit here on the reverb time, like 5 seconds, which is a lot. Pre-delay, I don't need it at all. Effect level. Okay, I think it's cool enough around here. Now, low cut is already cutting the lows totally at around 250 Hertz, and the high cut is also a very important knob that I've talked about in my article. I don't like to be this wide open, especially when you have a delay going on, because it will repeat that some of the notes are a little bit ear-piercing, and they'll be there in the tail of the reverb. This is much more smoother. I can go a little bit further, down, I mean. All right, let's check out the delay now. On engage delay. And the delay I have here that I mostly use is this modulate, because it really gives you an effect of modulation. It's like having a chorus at the same time. Okay, let's increase the time around 500. Feedback, effect level a little bit higher. I also like to high cut the delay, just the way I did with the reverb. Okay, I'm going to put it a little louder. You can also do that here in the effect level. Now about the delay, one thing that I've noticed is that the fact that if I move this knob here, you guys can see that affects the effect level and the feedback at the same time. And I think this is related to the expression thing going on here, although I don't have anything assigned in terms of presets. So I really can tell if this is already normal or not, because I cannot remember, but I think it's not necessarily normal. But I don't know anyways. Let's continue because I can control this apart anyways. I don't like to have the delay too high in volume. I like the sound how it is. I'm going to reduce a little bit the echo or the delay and try in different pickup positions. Right? All right. Now on the bridge. Back to the neck. Sounding good to me. I'm going to reduce the middle a little bit more and also the treble. Why not? I'm going to the EQ and I'm going to take the high gain a little bit too. Let's see how it sounds now on the neck pickup. I want this tone to be the smoothest as I can, so I'm taking a lot of eye content, but I'm going to compensate here with the presence knob. Also like to do is come here to the delay, mess around a little bit with the modulation, because it sounds really cool on chords. You hear that echo kind of with the chorus. The rate, let me just put this well. That's too much. Take a little bit down. Now I'm liking some treble. I want to increase it here. Not so much. So I'll leave you guys today with this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to write it down for because some people still don't know how to do this. This is a smooth tone, okay, to use with any guitar. I'm not going to plug my Les Paul right now, but I believe it will sound awesome. You guys tell me later. I'm going to write it on probably my channel 1. No, I don't want to lose that one. I'm going to write it on the last one, B channel 4, where my dream tone 6 is. I'm going to call it smooth dream tone. Okay. Oh, it doesn't fit totally, so let me just go backwards a little bit. Okay, now that is written here, I go into Librarian, and there's probably a bunch of stuff going on around here. I'm going to create a live set. I'm going to drag and drop this into the live set, edit, and I'm going to write it down. Okay, now I'm going to export the tone to my desktop, and if you come so far, you'll have a link in the video description. Well, you'll have a link anyway if you didn't come so far. So you can download it and test it for yourself. And leave me a comment on my channel telling me if it's working for you or not, or what would you change in this particular tone. So guys, this is all for today. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I'll have more tutorials for you. Let me know in the comments below when you download the tone and test it for yourself if it's worth it or not. And what would you change or not. And then on the next tutorial, I'll take a look at a dream tone, but more of a lead sound instead of this smooth like I've just created. Hope you enjoyed. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell notifications to stay updated for new content. Cheers.